Hi, welcome in, everybody. Bama Tailgate on YouTube channel. I'm Brett Elmore, Sunday afternoon. Appreciate you joining us live here this afternoon as we've been on watch for just a few minutes ago, just literally 1 or 2 minutes ago. Cliff Omoruyi has picked Alabama to to extend his career here. So Alabama is the choice. We will go to his Instagram post that he just posted just a moment ago. As a matter of fact, about 2 or 3 minutes ago, he posted this to his Instagram page. So let's check it out. There it is. He has selected Alabama. So we'll get your initial reaction. I believe Mick Gillespie going to be joining us here in just a few minutes. He will not be joining us here in a few minutes, but we wanted to go live to get your reaction. This is a big get for Alabama. Of course, if you've been following the basketball program, this is a big get for us. We've been needing a big man in the middle, one of those rim rackers, as I called him. And this fills a very big void as one of the top big men in the entire country is coming to Alabama. And this is a battle that went down, from what we understand and what we were reading earlier about an hour ago. This was going down to the final minutes. And we believe that it was between Alabama and UNC, North Carolina. So a big roll tide with this. I'm telling you, a huge get. And what does it mean for this program? It's huge for the basketball program, as we've got Coach Nate Oates doing a fine job with the, of course, the portal, building this roster, and now stacking the roster with some excellent talent to make another run to the Final Four. And I tell you what makes this very intriguing is the fact that Alabama is now, how much of a thorn in the side is Alabama to one of the blue bloods of college basketball in UNC? Of course, beating North Carolina for Omoruyi, and of course defeated them on the hardwood in the 2022-2023 season. Won the commitment of Jaron Stevenson in the class of 23. That guy was right in his backyard in Chapel Hill. Ended the season in the Sweet 16 in the 24 tournament, and now signing Cliff Omoruyi. And now that solidifies this roster as a guy that is going to be coming in. He's going to be that key piece to the puzzle. And you look at the stats. You look at the stats here for Omoruyi. Last season, averaging 10 points a game, 8 rebounds. Then the season before that, 13 points, 9 rebounds. Season before that, 11 points and 7 rebounds. So this is a guy that's going to score in double figures down low. This is a guy that's going to clean the boards up for you, as he's averaging between 7 and 9 rebounds per season. So this is a huge get for Alabama. So we wanted to go live and let you know about that. So what happens now with the Kentucky transfer that Alabama was targeting? He's 7 foot. What happens with this guy? And how does that reflect where he may land? But Omoruyi, not only did we beat out UNC for this guy, also beat out Georgetown, also beat out Kansas State. That was the Final Four that he had selected. So I tell you, it's a big day, a very big Cinco de Mayo for us here on the Bama Tailgate Show, and for Bama fans, especially in the hoops, because we, like we mentioned just about 5 minutes ago, he announced on Instagram that he is coming to the University of Alabama. We'll look at the stats again. I tell you, and we want to get your thoughts about this too. Be sure to comment in the comment section and let us know your thoughts about Big Cliff coming to T-Town. Twitter is blowing up with reaction as well. Man, I tell you, coming off this Final Four run, the Tide has put together now an elite roster. And could they open up as the nation's #1 team in the preseason rankings? With this commitment, I think this puts them over the top, you know. So we welcome him to Tuscaloosa for sure, as Twitter blowing up as Bama gets the big man. A big Sunday boom, that's for sure. He's 6'11". That's kind of the piece of the puzzle that we were missing last year. It was a big man, a solid big man. Kind of what we were missing last year. You know, we talked about it on this channel, that Bediaku, if we would have had him, could we have, possibly won the national championship? Thank you, Frank. Roll Tide to you, Chris. Glad you got here as quick as you could. Yeah, we normally we break in with football news and big commits, but this is a huge commitment on a Sunday in basketball. And normally when Mick is on with us, we've been talking about this for several weeks now. Normally we're 100% football this time of year, but here we are on May the 5th, and we're still talking hoops. That's how big this basketball program has grown, and where Nate Oates is leading us now. He with folks transferring out, he has built once again another elite roster. So Roll Tide to everyone. Some great comments in the section as folks are tuning in to get a little instant reaction to the big man from Rutgers picking Alabama over UNC, picking Alabama over Georgetown, picking him over Kansas State. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, this came down to the wire from what we are told. This was a big battle, and from what we understand, between really Alabama and North Carolina. And looking at some of the comments this morning on different sites, the North Carolina fans were really on his Instagram page and all over Twitter and commenting on posts. And they were sure that he was going to be coming to North Carolina. But like we mentioned earlier in this live, not only did we get the big commit, but the big man's coming to Tuscaloosa. And, of course, we talked about how Alabama now in basketball is competing with all the blue bloods, not only on the court, but in recruiting. North Carolina is looking at Alabama now, and North Carolina, one of the top programs. You mentioned them, you mentioned Duke, you mentioned all these blue bloods, but look at what Alabama has done to North Carolina over the past couple of seasons under Coach Nate Oates. I mean, it is incredible. Is Mick ready to join us now?
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
I was holding the
Blitz,
fort
Bama,
down.
Blitz.
Blitz, baby. I was holding the
Blitz,
fort
Bama,
down.
Blitz. Roll Tide.
Well, you got here. Thank you.
I'm jumping in for a second with you, brother, but man, that's awesome.
That is a huge commit, and I was sitting here waiting because I knew he was going to commit on Instagram. And I hit that I was been hitting the refresh button because I have no life. And then all of a sudden, there it was, and it was like, oh man. So we jump on live and get some instant reaction from Bama fans across the country. And what do you think, Mick? I know you were at the ballpark today getting ready for a little baseball, but what's your reaction?
Well, I'm glad. I got a little echo, Brett. So I think can you hear me or?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it's my headphones or not. All right.
Probably your headphones.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm really excited about this pickup. And the other thing I'm wondering, Brett, is this. On 3 still thinks that Kentucky center Ugonna Onyenso is coming to Alabama. I think that this could happen. When I saw Stevenson declare for the NBA draft, it gives Alabama the opportunity to go and make a move there on the roster, right? Because the roster number to me is like is right at the bubble. I also think that Mark Sears is coming back. You lost a lot of guys in the transfer portal, which really surprised me when Rylan Griffin, who I was told from a reliable source wanted $1.2 million was the number I heard. Now, it's hard to really figure out what is real and isn't real, but that's what he wanted from what I heard to stay at Alabama. He's going, Kansas? And then left us that Instagram where he's like, I'm just, you guys want to win the championship. You'll do it better without me. All right, just say you're going to get the money. Nobody's going to hold that against you, right?
Sure.
Then you had, all those other guys leave. Walters transfers out. It was like one after the other. And you're going, okay, you guys got to the Final Four last year. And, Nick Pringle's the one where I'm like, well, you're a good player, but you kind of been a headache. You've been suspended all the time. Nate Oates has taken this opportunity, and he is basically retooling a roster that was already good, lost some guys. They're going to be better defensively. But this is also showing you the power that Nate Oates has as the head coach at the University of Alabama. This is something that we have never seen. Even when Wimp was in Tuscaloosa, it was not like this. He had a competitive program, but it wasn't like he was going out and beating Indiana, and in games and then for recruits. Nate Oates has been, we're going to play anybody, anywhere, anytime. And then they're doing it in the tournament, got to the Final Four, which has never been done before. And then now you're looking at this move and you're going, is Onyenso next, right? Is he next? I mean, is that what's going on here? Are we going to have another big announcement? And if we don't, now we've got the big guy that we didn't have last year already with Amari.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before you joined in. What does that do for his decision now? It's almost like a game of chess or checkers. He could still come. Now, he was really big on Georgetown as well. Georgetown was in the mix for Omari. Georgetown's really big on him too. Does he elect to go somewhere else for the playing time? Does he come in and join this high caliber roster that and a team that made it to the Final Four last year and could possibly be a preseason number 1 team this year with what they have coming in? I don't know. It's
you can have more than one big guy though, Brad.
Yeah, you can
about this. The Twin Towers of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. I mean, great marketing right there. Some great T-shirts could be available.
Twin Towers of Tuscaloosa. Blitz, Bama, Blitz.
Blitz, Bama, Blitz.
How about the fact that we're talking live about basketball and we really give a crap? Like we're fired up about it.
Oh, man, this makes my Cinco de Mayo just 10 times better, man. It makes me want to Cinco de Drinko here at nearly 12 noon, baby. Where's my celebratory margarita?
Blitz, Bama, Blitz.
Where's my celebratory margarita after this?
I'm telling you, man. This was a big one. I think this was a big one. I really do. And I'm still thinking that, you can still get Onyenso and make this where you got a team that comes out and legitimately is number one. And what you want is a number one team that goes out there and just kicks people around the floor. You know, that isn't going to be saddled by being number one, like what we've seen the last 2 years with what Connecticut's been able to do. UConn, they cherish the fact that they're number one.
Yeah.
And they play up to it. Like Alabama football is that way. So, I mean, what I'm hoping is that this is the same issue that Alabama basketball is going to be dealing with. Be number one, but play like you're number one. Yeah.
And could you imagine if both of those guys came to Alabama? I mean, we've already got one. If you get the other one from Kentucky, man, that would just make it even sweeter. But, I was talking before you came on about what a thorn Alabama is in the side of North Carolina now, man.
Well, if any of these blue bloods.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just a testament now to Coach Nate Oates. This guy is incredible, is an incredible coach and an incredible recruiter. We were afraid this morning that he may go to North Carolina. But from what we understand, this came down to a Bama UNC last minute type decision. And, I mean, we're getting a guy that's, that's the key piece to the puzzle, Mickey, 6'11". He averaged 10 points a game, 8 rebounds, and nearly 3 blocks a game. So he's going to be that guy that racks the rim and dominates the paint, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, like a lot of momentum after all those guys transferred out. It was like one after the other, and then, the NBA draft. And it's going to be interesting to see how this, how this thing plays out. But the last piece to me is, we talked about Mark Sears going to the NBA Combine and all that stuff. I don't think that he's quite there yet. I mean, I think he'll get drafted if he wants to, but I don't think it would be high enough where you'd be a lottery pick or anything. And those are the only guys that are really guaranteed a spot on the bench. The rest of you guys go to the minor leagues of basketball, the G League. And if you're going to do that, why not come back to Tuscaloosa? And instead of that $40,000, make big money, but also get have all the eyeballs on you, because people are going to be paying attention. This is going to be a very different season of Alabama basketball, Brett. I think that people are going to be at Coleman Coliseum. I heard the shot that Bruce Pearl took at Alabama and the basketballs, and the fact that tickets are $5. I'm telling you, I like you, Bruce. I do like you.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to find out it's going to be a different ball game now. Now that Alabama's gone to the Final Four, and I think we're all kind of into this now. And I think the tickets are going to be sought after, and hopefully, eventually, they'll have a new arena. But Nate Oates seems like he could just go out on the blacktop somewhere and coach up a team of guys and play, and people, want to see them play and win games.
Yeah, really. But big news here today on a Sunday, and we were talking about it this morning on the show. We expected the announcement today. It came about 20 minutes ago. We went live as soon as it hit, and we appreciate everyone viewing. Yeah.
Hey, Brett, great job. I'm going to bounce out of here while you close it up. But, guys, roll tide to everyone. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you in the comment section. Subscribe if this is the first time that you've hung out with us. And one more time for those of you that got here late. Let's spam a bit. Roll tide.
Roll tide. Roll tide. Mick Gillespie joining us. He is on location. He's got work to do today for Tennessee Smokies baseball. And you could tune him in here in about, I think they start at 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. They got an afternoon game. Always does a great job with the Smokies, as well as here on the Bama Tailgate channel. Once again, like Mick said, we appreciate everyone tuning in. If this is your first time, like, subscribe, hit that bell, give the thumbs up. All things Bama right here on the Bama Tailgate Daily. Thank you for joining the live, and we will see you next time here on the Bama Tailgate channel.